Dear students, let's start next chapter of the science, that is nutrition in animals. In previous chapter you have learned about the nutrition in plants, and we also came to know that plants prepare their own food. So in this chapter we are covering nutrition in animals. So the first heading of this chapter is about the different mode of feeding habit. So different animals have different mode of feeding habit. For example, in amoeba, they have a special feet called pseudopodia, which help to procure the food. Lizard, frog, and chameleon, they have a long and sticky tongue by which they catch the prey. Birds like eagle, they have a sharp claws and curved beak, which help in gripping the prey and shredding it into pieces. Then butterfly, mosquito, housefly, they take food in form of liquid. Okay, so sucking organ for taking the liquid food is called proboscis. In hydra, they have a special stinged cell called cnidocytes. Okay, and cnidocytes release the toxin or poison, and it paralyzes the prey. So the paralyzed prey then enter into the body cavity of hydra. Next is snail. Snail have underside mouth, and it contains several teeth arranged in a row on a ribbon-like tongue called radula. Snail generally feed on decaying plants. Okay. Then next is starfish. Starfish uses its arm to grip the mussels. What is mussels? Mussels is an animal covered with black shell. It gradually pulls its mouth and digests the mussel's soft body. Then ants. Leaf cutting ants bite off pieces of leaf and carry them to the huge underground nest. Here they chew the leaf and mix them with the saliva to make the compost. Okay, so ant basically help in making compost. On this compost, fungi grow, which is used as a food by the ant. So basically ant eat fungi, and to grow the fungi they make compost. So this is in this particular heading different mode of feeding habit. Let's revise again. Amoeba have pseudopodia. This is important. Then lizard, frog, chameleons, and they have a long sticky tongue. Then eagle have a claw and curved beak. Then butterfly, mosquito, and housefly, which take the food in form of liquid, they have a special organ called proboscis. Hydra have cnidocytes, which release the toxins into the prey body. Snail have mouth underside of its body, and ribbon like tongue is called radula. Likewise, starfish and ants have a special system of mode of feeding habit. So next heading is process of nutrition. So the process of nutrition can be divided into different steps. First step is ingestion. The process of taking food inside the body is called ingestion. In human, ingestion takes place through the mouth. Then digestion. Breakdown of various complex nutrient into simpler and soluble substance is called digestion. Then absorption. Absorption is the process of absorbing the digested food by the body so that it can reach to the blood. That is called absorption. Then assimilation. It is utilization of absorbed food material for the growth, reproduction, and repair of the body. It is called assimilation. Then egestion. It is removal of undigested food and solid waste material from the body is called egestion. So there are 5 steps in the nutrition. Third heading of this chapter is nutrition in amoeba. Amoeba is a special organism. It consists of only one cell. Okay, so that is why it is called unicellular organism. So all these 5 steps occur in this cell only. Okay, so only one cell is involved in process of nutrition. All the 5 steps of nutrition in amoeba occur in this one cell. So at the time of ingestion, that means taking the food inside the body, they develop false feet. So they look like this. This is the pseudopodia, false feet. So false feet are developed and they surround the food to form a structure called food vacuole. So they surround the food, and this structure, this empty structure, is called food vacuole. So food vacuole contain the food also. In the food vacuole, digestive juices are released which convert the complex substance into simpler and soluble substance. Then digested food is absorbed and assimilated to get the energy and maintenance of life process. Then undigested food is expelled out of the cell. Process of digestion take place within one cell. This type of digestion is called intracellular digestion. Then next heading of this chapter is nutrition in human. So in human, the food is taken through the mouth during the ingestion. Then the further digestion of ingested food is carried out by the digestive system. So digestive system consists of mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, gallbladder, pancreas and anus. So part of the digestive system from esophagus to the anus is called alimentary canal. Let's start with the first heading, that is mouth. Process of digestion start inside the buccal cavity. It contains different type of teeth. Okay, so teeth help in chewing the food and break into small pieces. This process is called mastication. Okay, this is important. Then in human, teeth grow twice in their lifespan. The first set of teeth is called temporary teeth, whereas second set of teeth is called permanent teeth. So temporary teeth, this set consists of 20 teeth. So only 20 teeth are present in temporary teeth. They develop in the child from 5 to 6 months till the age of 2 years. And children start losing their temporary teeth by the age of 6 to 8 years. Then permanent teeth. When the milk teeth fall off one by one, the new teeth appear and remain for lifetime. These are called permanent teeth and they are 32 in number, 16 in each jaw. Okay, so there are 4 different type of permanent teeth. First is incisor, second is canine, third is premolar and fourth is molar. So let's start with incisor. These are present in front. There are 8 incisors, 4 on upper jaw and 4 on lower jaw. Total 8 incisors. Then canines. One canine is present on either side of incisor in each jaw. So there are 4 canine present, 2 in each jaw, 2 upper and 2 lower. So total 4 canines are present. Then premolar. Next to 2 teeth on each side of the jaw are premolar. So total 8 premolars are there, 4 on upper jaw and 4 on lower jaw. Then molars, they are situated innermost area of the jaw. They are 12 in number. So total 12, 6 in upper jaw and 6 in lower jaw, 3 on each side. Okay, like this. So let's talk about the care of the teeth. So if you don't care teeth by brushing and cleaning them after each meal, teeth gradually become yellowish due to accumulation of sticky substance. What this sticky substance? This sticky substance basically contains food particle mixed with saliva. It is called plaque. Okay, This yellow sticky substance is called plaque. And sugary food material present in the plaque is converted into acid by some bacteria. Okay. And this acid damage the enamel. Enamel is the outer hard layer of the tooth. Therefore, it causes tooth decay and cause severe pain. Therefore, one should clean the teeth with brush twice a day. So this is the structure of teeth. The outer covering is called enamel, below it dentine, and below it pulp. So once the plaque is present on the enamel, it is acted upon by the bacteria and plaque is converted into acid. And this acid destroy the enamel, then it affect the dentine, and then bacteria enter into the pulp region, and therefore it cause unbearable pain. So that is why we need to clean our teeth. Next is tongue. So this is the structure of the tongue. It has three type of papillae. Front papillae is called fusiform papillae, then foliate papillae, and then lastly circumvallate papillae. It contains many receptors. Okay. So tongue is a flat muscular organ attached to the back from the floor of the buccal cavity, and it is important organ because it perform following function. First function is it help in mixing saliva with the food, then it detect the taste of the food, and then it also help in swallowing of the food. Tongue contain many taste buds that help to determine different tastes like bitter, sour, sweet, and salty taste. Then salivary glands. These are the glands: parotid gland, submandibular gland, and sublingual gland. These three are called salivary glands. Salivary gland secrete digestive juice called saliva, and saliva contain enzyme called salivary amylase and ptyalin, and these enzymes break down the starch into sugar. Then next is esophagus. Esophagus is basically a hollow tube that connect mouth to the stomach. Food enter the esophagus from the pharynx, which is situated at the back side of the buccal cavity. During swallowing, food enter the esophagus. A leaf-like flap cover the windpipe, prevent the food from entering into it. This flap is called epiglottis. In esophagus, food is pushed downward by the contraction of its wall because it relaxes and it contracted in a wave manner. This type of wave movement is called peristalsis. Therefore, food enter into the stomach easily from the mouth via esophagus. Please note that there is no digestion in the esophagus. Next is stomach. Stomach is basically a J-shaped structure. Okay, and it receives the food from the esophagus at one end and open into small intestine at another end. There are many gastric glands present in the inner wall of the stomach, which releases gastric juices. These juices contain the enzymes that help in digestion of the food. Stomach also secrete mucus and hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid kill the bacteria present in the food, and mucus protect the lining of the stomach from the hydrochloric acid. So there are three things, please note: gastric juices, mucus, and hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid basically kill the bacteria. Mucus prevent the wall of the stomach from the hydrochloric acid, and gastric juices help in digestion of the food. First time Dr. William Beaumont, an American army doctor, observed how the stomach churn the food. The stomach walls secrete fluid which digests the food. He also observed that the end of the stomach opened into small intestine only after digestion of the food inside the stomach is completed. Next is small intestine. Small intestine, it is the longest part of the alimentary canal, about 7.5 meter long. And the complete digestion of the food occur in the small intestine. Here carbohydrate completed breakdown into glucose, fat into fatty acid and glycerol, and protein into amino acid. This is very important. Carbohydrate converted into glucose, fat converted into fatty acid and glycerol, and protein is converted into amino acid. The inner wall of the small intestine has millions of finger-like projections called villi. The structure of the villi is like this. Okay, this is villi. Okay, so this basically increases the surface area. Okay, so inner wall of the small intestine has millions of finger-like projection called villi, and these villi increases the surface area so that maximum absorption of the digested food take place, and this absorbed food then reaches to the blood. Then next is large intestine. The length of large intestine is about 1.5 meter. The undigested food that remain in the small intestine passes through the large intestine. Here some amount of water is absorbed by the wall of large intestine. The remaining waste is passed to the rectum and then expelled out of the body from the anus. In human being, digestion and absorption of the food take place outside the cell in the alimentary canal. Therefore, this type of digestion is called extracellular digestion. So it is different from the amoeba where intracellular digestion takes place, because amoeba has only one cell, while human is a multicellular organism. Therefore, digestion and absorption takes place in alimentary canal, and this type of digestion is called extracellular digestion. Then next is digestive glands. So there are basically two glands, liver and pancreas. They secrete the juices in the small intestine. Liver secrete the bile, and then bile is stored in a sac-like structure called gallbladder. So liver releases bile, which is stored in gallbladder. Okay, and bile help in digestion of fat, and it break the fat into fatty acid and glycerol. This process is called emulsification of fat. Pancreas releases pancreatic juice that help in digestion of protein and carbohydrate as well as some amount of fat. Then next heading is nutrition in ruminant. All the plant cell contain complex carbohydrate called cellulose. This is important. Okay, so plant cell contain the cellulose, and digestion of cellulose require a special type of digestive system. Therefore, in ruminant, stomach is divided into 4 chambers: rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. In grass eating animal like cow, half chewed plant material reaches the first chamber of stomach called rumen. So food material enter and reaches the rumen, where bacteria act upon the cellulose. This partially digested food enter the second chamber called reticulum. So partially digested food stored in the reticulum. Here partially digested food is stored and then it return back to the mouth. Very important. So partially digested food which is stored in the reticulum can return back to the mouth. It is called cud. Cud is further chewed by the animal. This process is called rumination, and the animal is called ruminant. Ruminant food is then swallowed again and reaches directly to the third chamber called omasum. Here ruminant food is broken down into small pieces. Finally it reaches the fourth chamber, abomasum. Then enzyme convert the complex nutrient into simpler one to complete the process of digestion. So ruminant have 4 chamber. Okay, rumen, reticulum, omasum and abomasum. Then there are few important terms given this chapter. Proboscis, it is a tube-like mouth part which is present in butterflies that help in sucking the liquid food. Okay. Then tentacles, these are present in hydra and help in procuring the food. Then food vacuole, a vacuole is present in unicellular organism like amoeba. in which food is get trapped and digested thereafter. Pseudopodia, these are finger-like projections in amoeba that help in movement of the amoeba as well as capturing the food. Then salivary gland, saliva is secreted from the salivary gland present in the mouth. Then esophagus, it is a tube-like structure. It is a part of alimentary canal that connect mouth and stomach. Then gastric glands, these glands are situated in the inner wall of the stomach that secretes the gastric juice. Then liver, it is the biggest gland situated in upper part of the abdomen. Then villi, these are finger-like projections found in inner wall of the small intestine, and it increases the surface area. So let's summarize the chapter. Animals get food either directly by eating the plant or indirectly by eating other animals. Hence they are called heterotrophs. Complex nutrient in food must be converted into simpler and soluble form in body. Different animals have different type of feeding habits. The process of taking food, digestion, absorption, utilization of food by the body is called nutrition. Nutrition involves 5 steps: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Amoeba is a unicellular organism in which pseudopodia help in ingestion of the food. Human digestive system consists of mouth, which is also known as buccal cavity, esophagus, which is also known as food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, and anus. The part of the digestive system from esophagus to the anus is called alimentary canal. Digestion of the food start in the mouth and complete in small intestine. Ruminant have 4-chamber stomach called rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomasum. In this chapter, you will find one table. Make a list of animal, type of food they eat, and their feeding habit, and write down your observation in the following table. So write down name of animal, what kind of food they eat, and how is their feeding habit. So one example is given. Name of the animal is mosquito, and they eat the food, and feeding habit is sucking. Okay. Likewise, you need to write down for remaining animals. This is the second box given in this chapter to test whether the saliva can digest the starch or not. So we have two test tube A and test tube B. In test tube A, you add the boiled rice, and in test tube B, you add the boiled and chewed rice, which means the starch is already digested. Okay, in both the test tube, you add the iodine solution. So test tube A turned into blue-black color because of the presence of starch in the boiled rice, whereas in test tube B, there is no change in color because the saliva basically digests all the starch into sugar. So there is no starch, therefore the iodine color of the iodine solution remain as such. Then in this particular box, the condition of diarrhea is mentioned. It says that diarrhea is a very common disease and it occur mainly in the children's, and it occur because of the infection or food poisoning or indigestion of the food. That means there is some problem in the digestion, so it can cause diarrhea. Diarrhea is basically excessive loss of the water and salt from the body. So child with diarrhea may experience frequent watery stool. Okay, so this can be treated by very simple therapy. Water with salt and sugar is given to the children. It is called oral rehydration solution, and the process of treatment is called oral rehydration therapy. So this is all in this particular chapter. Let's review the entire chapter once again. The first page of chapter talks about the previous chapter. It says that there are two types of organism, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Then first headings discuss about the different modes of feeding habit. Then what is the process of nutrition in this heading. Then nutrition in amoeba in this particular heading, amoeba is a unicellular organism, therefore the digestion takes place at intracellular level. Then nutrition in human being. In nutrition in human being, there are different headings like mouth. Mouth contain the discussion about the teeth, then how to take care of the teeth, then tongue, then salivary gland, esophagus, then stomach, then small intestine and large intestine, and then lastly digestive glands. Then last section talks about the nutrition in ruminant. So in ruminant we have 4 chamber in the alimentary canal. The stomach is divided into 4 chamber. Then we have important terms and complete summary of the chapter, and we have one test of iodine using the iodine solution, and let's discuss the each diagram. Also, first diagram, it is about the sticky tongue in the frog, then proboscis in butterfly, then we have the pseudopodia formation in amoeba. Then this is a complete diagram of human digestive system. Then teeth, permanent teeth, temporary teeth. Permanent teeth, we have incisor, then we have canines, premolar and molar. Then how to take care of the teeth, then the diagram of tongue, then diagram of salivary gland, then this is the small intestine with villi, it increases the surface area as you know. Then the digestive system in ruminant, where the stomach is divided into 4 chamber. So this is all in this chapter. I hope you must have gained some knowledge. Please like, subscribe and comment on this YouTube video, and keep revising your chapter by continuously watching again and again this video. Thank you very much.